And we are live. What's good, Josh? Man, DLC. Welcome. Really want to know podcast. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling out there? Just checking out the audio. Um, yeah, man, it's Florida cold down here, guys. I think this might be one of the coldest days, if not the coldest day this year. Um, and it's not. I'm from Ohio, so I know what cold is. But like I said, it's Florida cold down here right now, man. So people are all bundled up. It's hilarious. The wind is blowing. I think the high is around it's under 60 degrees. The wind is blowing. It's gloomy, it's been rainy, and people are bundled up like it's a blizzard outside, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. But I mean it is what it is. It's climate down here, bro. And it's so humid all the time. So when there's no humidity, bro, and the temperature does dip down a little bit for Florida, it gets nipply. Gets nipply. You have to put on some pants, can't wear shorts. And it's funny because people are flying in from, Ohio or, anywhere in the north, northeast or whatever, Midwest. They'll fly down here, get off the plane, bro. And they're wearing like t-shirts and shorts. And then they see the people there working, all bundled up, man. It's hilarious. But hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to jump on here, man. I found uh a video. This is a Legal Eagle. I don't know if you guys have gone over there. I think Legal Eagle is probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest, YouTube law channels in the game. And from time to time, I'll jump in and see what he's talking about because normally they'll talk about um, movies and TV shows when they cover something in a courtroom and how realistic it is. Lately, they've been talking a lot about Trump. Obviously, the Trump administration, bombing the boats off the coast of Venezuela and doing all that kind of stuff, man. And bro, I'm here to tell you, they get their stuff straight. The guy who's the face of Legal Eagle and probably one of the founders, his name is Devin Stone. In the description, I just grabbed a bunch of information off of Wikipedia, put it in there so you can see his background. And I was looking at his background. He's a legit lawyer, did some really good work, but doesn't seem to have been a trial lawyer, and especially when you're talking about criminal law. But they break this down. He works with other lawyers, so the breakdown is legit. It is what it is. Law is law, procedure is procedure, and I've kind of been waiting for something like this. Again, my take on this is, when things like this happen, I'm rarely for law enforcement. Now that doesn't mean I'm always saying that the law enforcement is wrong. There are plenty of cases I'll see some things I'm like, yeah, the police was right. And sometimes you'll hear me argue, man, the police officer gave too much leniency there. The police officer should have drawn his weapon sooner. The police officer should have fired sooner. The police, there are times when I see instances and I'm like, yeah, that cop, man, he should have fired. What was he doing? He took too long. It's just he put himself in too much risk. But when I see stuff like this, man, I'm just kind of like, this should never happen. This is bad not only for law enforcement. This is bad for the families involved, but it's bad for our society, man. Because you need cops, bro. Cops are unnecessary evil. Salute, bro. Salute to you. Welcome to I Really Want to Know podcast. Welcome. So we're gonna watch this breakdown, and I if this was going to court, right? If this is going to court, and I'm looking at this, if I'm a juror and I'm watching what we're about to watch, and I've watched maybe a third of this already. I haven't watched the whole thing. If I'm watching what we're about to watch, I'm sitting there like, bro, the defense has a mountain to climb to get around this. And I said that from the beginning, from the very beginning of this, I'm like, hey man, this looks bad for the feds. This is no bueno. I really think that there's going to be some sort of deal. I don't think the government's going to want this to go to trial. They're going to try to figure this out. I think this agent's going to lose his job. And that they're going to do everything they can to avoid jail time. But man, I don't know. I don't know if this guy's going to be able to avoid jail time. But we'll see. even if they don't get him for the shooting, they'll get him for violating Renee Good's civil rights. So I think the dude's gonna be looking at some jail time, but a lot of people don't agree. A lot of folks are like, hey man, they're gonna get away with this. So let's pull up this screen and let's check this out. Um this is yeah. Man, like I said, this is sad. This is one of the things, man, you just don't want to see happen. Let me get into my background. Change my background. I'm a little groggy. I had a late night, not partying or anything, just taking care of business and a little bit. Um, couldn't sleep that well. So anyway, woke up a little late. You know, I got my daughter to school on time, but I was like, woke up an hour. I normally wake her up really early. And I woke her up an hour after, an hour later than I normally do, but we still got to school on time and everything. But bro, I'm like, I'm a little groggy. So we're gonna check this out, man. If you haven't already done so, please go over and support Legal Eagle. Subscribe, man. They really do some great breakdowns over there. They break down some stuff, Supreme Court level stuff, all the way down to local stuff. They put out some good information, in my opinion. You go over there, Jeffy, check them out. Like I said, one of, if not the biggest, law channels on YouTube. So check them out. And this as well, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We keep this conversation going, man. Send this to somebody you think they might like to see it. If you have anything, you want to say, please don't be afraid to hit the comment section. Um, and I'm normally on at night, but my schedule is changing. So, I'm trying to jump on when I can. So it's gonna be a lot of these early shows early for me, like around 11, 12 in the afternoon, until summertime. Like once my daughter's out of school, then I'll get back to my old school schedule of me actually going on anywhere between 6 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. I really do. You know what I mean? Thanks for rocking out with me. So let's check out this video, man. Let's see what Legal Eagle has to say about this ICE shooting. The name of this video is ICE Shot and Killed Him. So this is letting you know where they're going with it. Here we go.
During an immigration-related operation in Minneapolis. The victim, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good, a U.S. citizen and mother of 3, became involved or sought to legally observe the proceedings after dropping off her 6-year-old son's school front seat of a car. The incident took place shortly after the Trump administration escalated immigration.
All right. I think I'm having some issues here, guys. I think I'm having some issues here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run this back real quick, guys. It gave me a message. It said that I was having some sort of screen share issue. So I'm gonna run this back to the beginning real quick, and I'm just gonna let this rock. Um, so we're gonna start from the very beginning. Sorry about that. Just been having some technical issues. It is what it is. We're still small over here, man. We're just trying to make it work, bro, and we do it live. So here we go. All right, looks like what's good, brother Carlos? How you feeling out there, bro? What's that? It's like choppy. Yeah, still no audio. I had to go and grab my phone. I want to just hear. I just want to hear what's going on. Uh, see if I can get this thing going. So just bear with me, guys. Yeah, it's a little choppy. Um, we might have to just roll out with it, but hopefully, you know what I'll do is I'll keep the shot maybe like this. Maybe this will help. We shall see. So let's continue. Let's see if we can push through. That is the question right there, guys. I mean, this when you I guess when you have an administration, exercising the type of presidential power that this administration, the Trump administration, is doing, challenging the other two branches of government. This man, I mean, I don't think anyone has ever really dealt with this. So the state is forced to try to do some things, but the federal government is going to fight them or block them. And I have no idea how that works. I don't know how you fight that. I don't know how you deal with this situation. You feel me? Like I don't know. Yeah, this is to me, this is brand new. I've never seen anything, never read anything like this. Normally, the federal government and state government always works hand in hand. The only time it gets kind of iffy is when you're dealing with military issues, when the Pentagon gets involved. But even then, they'll bring in a group of people, um, from the state or for outsiders, and read them in on stuff. Like, they'll, get some elected officials or whoever, read them in so they can see what's going on. And, just so the rest of the world can, understand that, hey man, yeah, they're telling the truth. You got people going there like, yeah, no, we saw the information, they're telling the truth. We got read in. Yeah, this is what's going on. But when the government actually just shuts everyone out, shuts out the state government, I don't know how they're going to handle that, bro. I don't know. That's just one of those things. Like, man, this is a crazy TV show to watch. You feel me? It's like I don't know how they're gonna do it. So I'm sitting here. I'm still checking on my phone just to see if the audio issue worked itself out. Um, looks like it didn't. Damn. I don't think we're gonna be able to hear this, man. And if we can't, it sucks because that's just gonna be the end of the show. Because we can't. This breakdown is amazing. I don't know what the problem is, guys. I don't know if it's a StreamYard or I don't know if it's something that the Legal Eagle team has done on their end because they've had issues with people just outright stealing their content. Yeah, man, still no audio. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. And I didn't even try to monetize this. I really just wanted the information to come out, man. I really want you guys to see this info. Um, damn. I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna try one more time, and then if that doesn't work, then I don't know what it is. So All right, guys, I can't seem to make this happen. Let me remove this. Let me remove it and try to upload it one more time. Maybe that'll help. But I don't seem to be able to get audio. We can show you guys the video, but not the audio, which does not help. We need to hear what they're saying, not just see him sitting in the chair talking. So I'm gonna try one more time just to pull this up. And I know that there is a way to block certain content. And I don't have the programs to kind of get around that. I don't have the whatever you need, because I figure if someone's blocking it, they don't want you to use it, so just don't use it. I know I ran into this issue. I was trying to watch a Bill Burr video from Netflix, and I was like, okay, this didn't work, but it didn't work at all. It didn't show anything, and I'm like, all right, this must be something that Netflix does. Okay, I get it. They're worried about piracy and all that. Cool. Um, but this is YouTube, and a lot of YouTubers like to share, man. So maybe the LegalEagle team over there has had too many issues with people just outright stealing their content. He did a video on it. And when I mean stealing their content, I mean taking a picture of Devin, putting it up, starting a whole page and just taking their content and putting it on this page and making tons of money off of it. And it's, like, that's wrong. And that fake page would then hit LegalEagle with copyright strikes and whatnot. So LegalEagle had to deal with YouTube. It was a crazy thing. It was one of their videos, and I think they were able to sort out some of it, but it's still a lot of piracy going on with their channel. So maybe they put on some protections. So we're going to try one more time just to see if we can hear it. And if we cannot hear it, then I'm just going to go away and try to figure something else out. Right? That's what we're going to do. And in the background, you'll hear my phone. I kind of use my phone as a monitor so I can hear what's going on out there. And Brother Carlos is saying the Constitution has a remedy for this. And this is what I was talking about when the federal government wants to fight or not cooperate with the state government. The Constitution has a remedy for this. It's called impeachment and removal. Yeah. Congress is complicit in the erosion of our government by refusing what the Constitution demands. That's a fact. Come November, bro, we'll see what's happening. I was reading an article yesterday. The Senate tried to block the executive, Donald Trump and his administration, from war powers or using troops in Venezuela. And they had a bill out there, and it came down to a tiebreaker vote. JD Vance had to come in and place the tiebreaking vote to stop that bill. And which is crazy, which means you had Republicans voting with the Democrats to stop Trump. And one of the Republicans that were revolting broke away and went back to the Republicans. And his vote, along with JD Vance's vote, was enough to stop this thing. And I thought that was crazy. And that just shows that Trump is losing power. Like, the Republicans are looking at their own careers, and they're looking at what's going on. You would think they would look at the Constitution, and they would look at America and keep America right. But I think they're looking at their own careers. But it shows just how close things are in the Senate, and they're even closer in the House. There was a representative who passed away unexpectedly, just kind of happened. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene stepped down. So the House, the margin in the House is really razor thin right now. So it's a lot going on. You got a lot of Republicans coming out against Trump, against what Trump is doing. MAGA is kind of splintering. So yeah, man, you might, we might definitely see, not might, we're gonna see some impeachment hearings once this midterm is over. The Dems are gonna take the House, and they got a shot at the Senate. So if we can't get this video going, what we'll do is we'll pivot and we'll talk about some stuff that about what's going on in politics. We'll just pivot. So I'm gonna try this one more time and see if we can get this thing.
You've probably seen by now. On Wednesday, January 7th, ICE agent Jonathan Ross shot and killed a motorist during an immigration-related operation in Minneapolis. The victim, 37-year-old Renee Good, mother of three, involved or sought to legally serve. The incident took the administration escalated enforcement in Minnesota by deploying thousands of agents in the state. Diametrically opposed narratives have emerged over what led to the shooting, with these saying he was 100% guilty of murder. Not surprisingly, it depends. But just hours after the shooting, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security issued a statement blaming Miss Good for the confrontation, characterizing the fatal shooting as an act of lawful offense. Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem told reporters
that were her began blocking them in.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to watch this. So damn. I really wanted to damn. damn. So hey guys, what I'm gonna do, I'll leave this 23-minute thing up. So you guys can just kind of go click on LegalEagle, watch the video. It's in the description. Watch this video, guys. Watch this video. This video is really, the way they put this thing together, I mean, it plays as if they were building a case for a trial. Like this would be part of the closing arguments. Watch, you know what I mean, the way they broke this down. And it just really doesn't look good for this particular agent. I've been saying this since the beginning, like when this first popped off, I'm like, man, this just doesn't look good. And I haven't even watched the entire video, so I'm going to go back and watch the rest of the video because I was hoping, you know, maybe, you know, we could watch this. You know, I only watched like the first third of this. Like, oh, we could watch the rest of it and kind of comment as we go. But the guy really violated their own policies and procedures, like firing into a moving vehicle. Like the woman did not, Miss Renee Good did not appear to be a threat. We've talked about this. I've had Glenn Lawrence on this platform. We talked about this because he was saying, well, you know, it's really on her. She should have just complied. She shouldn't have tried to hit him. She tried to run him over. You know, she used her vehicle as a weapon. You know, you get what you get. And, you know, I was the other side of that. Like, man, I hear you, but man, it doesn't look like she's trying to run a guy over. Like the wheels are turned a different way. You know, she did bump him with the car, but he placed himself in front of the car. You know, it was like we were going back and forth. And, you know, I just kept saying like, hey, man, I hear you, but this is going to go to trial and this is going to be hard for the defense. Like the defense is going to have a hard time. The prosecution should be able to, you know, really tear into this guy. And then you add to the fact that the guy was in a similar situation in the summer, like, 6-7 months ago, where he was drugged by a vehicle. That's still in his head. Is like, why is he back on the street? But at the end of the day, the question is going to be asked, was it reasonable for him to pull his weapon and fire on this woman? Shooting her in the head, shooting her in the face. Was it a reasonable act? Was his life in danger? Were the lives of his fellow agents in danger or other people watching? And man, that answer is probably going to be no. I don't know if there's a legal, I don't know if the judge is going to give instructions to the jury. Like, you can't consider this, you can't consider that. You have to look at it this way and then come up with your answer. But it only takes one person to hang a jury. So when they do a jury selection, they just need to get that one person that sits there and is like, nope, the agent was right. Nope, cops are never wrong. Nope, that's all you need to get a hung jury. But this looks horrible. And then the part about the government coming out early on saying what they said, they were completely wrong. It was just lies, really. That's a bad look as well. A U.S. citizen lost their life at the hands of a government agent. That's horrible. We don't want that. You know, when people lose their lives like that at the hands of government agents or law enforcement, it only makes it bad for everyone else. So we're going to leave it there. The video is in the description below. I'm going to leave this video up so you guys can, you know, find it, or just, you know, just YouTube search LegalEagle to come right up. Check out this video, guys. Check out this video. And I'm going to do some troubleshooting on my end and find out what's going on. I'm gonna run, you know, I'm gonna figure out what's going on, because, you know, I love sharing these videos and watching and commenting. So we'll see. And it might be a thing where I might just have to edit this. I might just have to download the video and then edit it, upload it, and I'm gonna do that. So appreciate you rocking out with me. And what I will do is, it's 1 o'clock. I think I'm gonna come right back with another. I'm gonna try to jump back on here and just kind of talk about some other stuff that I've seen on Breaking Points and all that kind of good stuff. You know, just talk a little bit of politics. So just give me a few minutes. Let me set it all up, and hopefully you can join. Otherwise, catching in team replay. Man, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Did I even play the intro? I don't even remember playing the intro. I think I just got right into it, kind of out of it. So at any rate, I'm not going to play the outro. We're just going to end this. We're just going to end this. Sorry this came out all screwed up, but hey, man, we do it live. This is YouTube. It is what it is. I'm DL saying this is I Really Want to Know podcast. I will be talking to y'all later. Peace.